Yesterday or the day before, this was tweeted out by Representative Clay Higgins. It reads, LOL, these Haitians are wild, eating pets, voodoo, nastiest country in the Western Hemisphere, cults, slapstick gangsters, but damned if they don't feel all sophisticated now, filing charges against our president and VP. All these thugs better get their mind right and their ass out of our country before January 20th. Number one, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are not president and VP. Number two, Representative Clay Higgins is a racist. Point blank period. Number three, there's this circus now surrounding this tweet by news media. They're being distracted. Right. They had a press conference and asked Mike Johnson what was his thoughts on it. Mike Johnson said he didn't know much about it, but he heard that the tweet had been deleted. He said that Clay Higgins is this principled man. He is not a principled man. He is a vile racist. But Mike Johnson goes on to talk about how he went in the back, Clay Higgins went in the back and prayed about it. And yeah, we're going to move forward because the tweet has now been deleted. And we believe in redemption around here. Clay Higgins is still trending today. News media is still talking about this tweet today. This is a distraction. I don't come in here a lot of times talking about this is a distraction. This is designed to be a distraction. I don't do that a lot. This is a distraction. There's a lot going on around Donald Trump that they don't want you talking about. They don't want you talking about Project 2025 and Donald Trump's connections to it, J.D. Vance's connections to it. They don't want you talking about Project 2025 and the dangers it is and how it will destroy our democracy. They don't want you talking about that. Ladies, they don't want you talking about these abortion bans. They don't want you mentioning Amber Nicole Thurman's name. They don't want you mentioning Candy Miller's name. They don't want you mentioning Amari Marsh's name. They don't want you talking about their stories. They want to distract you from the horrors of these abortion bans that have been implemented in Republican states all across the country and who made these abortion bans possible. They don't want you connecting Donald Trump to Amber Nicole Thurman and Candy Miller and Amari Marsh. They don't want you talking about that. And you know they don't want you talking about the lie that they purposely spread about legal Haitian immigrants that were brought into this country to save the economy in Springfield, Ohio. The nasty racist lie that they have spread. And as a result, bomb threats, school closures, people in the neighborhood having to deal with threats from people like the Proud Boys who serve Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, who are a part of the Republican Party. They don't want you talking about how a Haitian group has risen up to say, no, Donald Trump, you will not put us in danger. We are filing charges against you for the racist, vile lie that you are telling about Haitian immigrants in this country. They don't want you talking about that. They're trying to distract you because they are tired of hearing you talk about how poorly Donald Trump did in the debate with Kamala Harris a couple of weeks ago. They don't want you talking about how unhinged he was, how he didn't talk about policy, how he lied throughout the entire debate. They don't want you talking about that. They don't want you talking about how clear and concise Kamala Harris was, how she was measured as she talked about her policies and what it was that she wanted to do for the American people. They don't want you talking about that. They don't want you talking about these poll numbers and how Kamala Harris is quickly closing the gap between her and Donald Trump. They don't want you talking about how constituents in Florida are fed up with Donald Trump and the MAGA nuts, and how Florida is now in play. They don't want you talking about how no matter what they're trying to do here in Georgia, Donald Trump doesn't have a huge lead, because those of us in Georgia, we are sitting on ready. We are getting out to the polls and we will be voting for Kamala Harris. They don't want you talking about that. They want to distract you from that. You know they don't want you talking about Mark Robinson with his old nasty ass. They don't want you talking about how Donald Trump praised Mark Robinson and told the world that Mark Robinson was his choice, and Mark Robinson was better than Martin Luther King, and they don't want you connecting Donald Trump to Mark Robinson. No, they don't want you talking about that. They trying to distract you from talking about those assassination attempts. It's fine if Donald Trump talks about it because Donald Trump spins it. But if we talk about it, then we're going to let everybody else know that it was Republicans that was trying to take Donald Trump out. And baby, they do not want you talking about Marcellus Williams' execution. Because if you talk about it, then you'll be talking about how the governor of that state is a Donald Trump supporter. He's a MAGA nut. And they don't want you tying that man to Donald Trump. They don't want you talking about how the case went all the way up to the Supreme Court, and the 3 Supreme Court justices that were appointed by Donald Trump voted to murder Marcellus Williams. They don't want you talking about that at all. They don't want you talking about how the 3 Supreme Court justices that were appointed by Democrat presidents voted to save Marcellus Williams. They don't want you to talk about those specifics. No, they don't want us talking about any of that. They want to distract us with this tweet from this known racist. We've seen this type of racism before. If that's what they want to talk about, let them talk about it. I say the rest of us who have voices and platforms across social media, let's continue to talk about what it is that they're trying to distract us from. Let's continue to talk about all of the things that I have listed, and let us do it on a massive scale.